1. Early days and unstoppable ascent. Khabib Nurmagomedov was born on September 1988 in the remote village of Sildi in the Republic of Dagestan, Russia. Dear audience, before moving forward, I would like to say your support means the world to us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, press the bell icon, and share this video with your friends to keep us motivated as we bring you valuable content. From a young age, he was immersed in a culture deeply rooted in combat sports, especially wrestling. His father, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, was a respected coach who laid the foundation of Khabib's legendary grappling style. His wrestling dominance began in his early years and would become the cornerstone of his professional career. Wrestling dominance and foundation of his grappling style. Khabib's early wrestling development was influenced by the fierce traditions of Dagestan, where wrestling and combat sports were not merely hobbies, but ways of life. He began his training under his father's guidance, where he quickly rose through the ranks of amateur wrestling competitions. It was clear that Khabib's natural talent and discipline were unrivaled, and soon he was a force to be reckoned with in the amateur scene. His style was unique, blending sambo, a Russian martial art, and freestyle wrestling with a relentless pace that broke his opponent's spirits long before he ever gained control over their bodies. Early professional fights and the emergence of relentless pressure. Khabib's transition into professional MMA was swift and marked by his immediate success. His professional debut came in 2008, and from the outset, he was known for his overwhelming pressure and physicality. His grappling skills were superior to almost anyone he faced, and his ability to control his opponents on the ground made him a nightmare for anyone in the lightweight division. With each fight, his reputation as an unstoppable force grew. The key to Khabib's success in these early years wasn't just his wrestling, but his commitment to outworking everyone, wearing down his opponents with unmatched cardio and relentless pressure. Undefeated streak and growing hype. By the time Khabib reached the UFC, he had already amassed an undefeated record in his professional career. His flawless record of 16-0 in MMA, combined with his dominating performances, began to build significant hype around him. The question wasn't whether Khabib would make it to the top, it was simply a matter of when. Fans, analysts, and fighters all knew he was a future champion in the making. His reputation as a fighter who couldn't be stopped, no matter how great the opponent, continued to grow. 2. Conquering the UFC. Khabib's UFC debut was highly anticipated, but it wasn't until his dominant performance against Gleison Tibau at UFC 148 that fans truly began to understand his potential. His victory over Tibau solidified Khabib as a legitimate title contender, but it was his ability to dominate his opponents on the ground that turned heads. Khabib's control in the octagon was unlike anything seen before. His opponents often had no answers to his relentless pressure. A rival in the UFC and dominant win over Gleison Tibau. Khabib's debut in the UFC was met with widespread excitement. A win over Gleison Tibau, a seasoned UFC veteran, was seen as a statement victory. Tibau, known for his grappling skills, was outclassed by Khabib's exceptional wrestling. This fight was a perfect showcase of Khabib's ability to dictate the pace and control the action. His grappling and pressure style overwhelmed Tibau from start to finish, earning him a unanimous decision victory. The world began to take notice of Khabib's rise within the UFC's lightweight division. Epic battles with Conor McGregor, the fight that would define Khabib's career, came in 2018 when he faced off against Conor McGregor at UFC 229. The build-up to this fight was filled with trash talk, personal insults, and a level of animosity rarely seen in mixed martial arts. McGregor, known for his striking and charismatic personality, was the reigning UFC lightweight champion, but Khabib's undefeated record and dominant style made him the challenger to watch. The fight itself was a one-sided affair, with Khabib taking McGregor down repeatedly and controlling him throughout the fight. The fourth round would go down in history as one of the most intense moments in UFC history. After submitting McGregor, Khabib famously leaped over the cage and charged at McGregor's cornerman, sparking a brawl that would overshadow the result of the fight. Despite the chaos, Khabib's victory was clear. He had conquered one of the most dangerous strikers in MMA and proved that his grappling could neutralize any opponent, no matter how dangerous. The controversial ending to the McGregor fight and the aftermath of Khabib's victory over McGregor was just as legendary as the fight itself. Khabib's actions after the fight, jumping over the cage and attacking McGregor's cornerman, led to a chaotic brawl that resulted in fines and suspensions for both Khabib and McGregor. However, Khabib's resolve to leave the sport on his terms and his actions in the octagon after the fight would forever change the narrative around him. While some criticized Khabib's actions, others viewed them as a testament to the deep animosity that had built up during the promotion for the fight. Regardless, the victory was a defining moment in Khabib's career. It catapulted him to superstardom, securing his place as one of the best fighters of his generation. The world had seen the full extent of Khabib's grappling brilliance, and there was no doubt he was the dominant force in the lightweight division. 3. Legacy and impact. Khabib's retirement from mixed martial arts in 2020 sent shockwaves throughout the MMA community. After a dominant reign, he made the decision to retire while still undefeated and on top of the world. This decision was rooted in his deep respect for his family, his faith, and his commitment to his father, Abdulmanap, who passed away earlier that year. Undefeated retirement and decision to leave at the peak. Khabib's decision to retire undefeated at the peak of his powers was a rare and remarkable move in a sport where athletes often compete well past their prime. Many speculated that Khabib could have continued fighting and added to his already legendary career. However, Khabib's desire to honor his father's memory and his commitment to his family and faith led him to make the difficult decision to walk away. With a perfect 29-0 record, Khabib retired as one of the most dominant and revered fighters in the history of mixed martial arts. His decision to leave the sport, while still at the top of his game, further cemented his legacy as a man of principle and discipline. His career would be defined by not just his dominance in the cage, but also his ability to remain grounded and true to his values. Impact on the UFC and MMA. Khabib's impact on the UFC and mixed martial arts was immeasurable. His technical mastery of wrestling and grappling, combined with his disciplined approach to training and competition, influenced a new generation of fighters. Fighters began to emulate Khabib's style, particularly his ability to control the pace of a fight, break down opponents with relentless pressure, and dictate where the fight would take place. Khabib also raised the profile of Dagestan as a powerhouse in MMA, inspiring fighters from his region to follow in his footsteps. His success showed that the sport wasn't just about striking or flashy techniques. It was about control, discipline, and a relentless work ethic. His dominance in the lightweight division set a new standard for future champions and cemented his place as one of the greatest to ever compete in MMA. Legacy. As one of the greatest mixed martial artists, Khabib's legacy as one of the greatest fighters in MMA history is undeniable. His undefeated record, his dominance over top-tier fighters, and his ability to maintain control in every fight make him a unique figure in the sport. While others may have had more high-profile moments or longer careers, Khabib's combination of skill, discipline, and humility sets him apart. As the years go by, his legacy will continue to inspire future generations of fighters. 4. Beyond the Octagon. While Khabib's impact in the octagon was undeniable, his influence extended far beyond the cage. Transition into business and ventures outside of fighting. Since retiring from MMA, Khabib has successfully transitioned into business. He has invested in various ventures, including a mixed martial arts promotion, Eagle FC, a sports management company, and a number of philanthropic initiatives. His business acumen has allowed him to create a legacy beyond the world of fighting, demonstrating that success in MMA can translate into success in other aspects of life. Humanitarian work and philanthropy. Khabib has always been deeply committed to giving back to his community. He is involved in various charitable causes, including supporting orphanages, providing scholarships, and funding youth sports programs in his home country of Russia and beyond. His work with underprivileged children and his advocacy for religious tolerance have made him a beloved figure outside the fighting world. Cultural icon and influence on the global community. Khabib's rise to global fame has made him a cultural icon, particularly in his home region of Dagestan and among the Muslim community worldwide. His discipline, faith, and respect for his heritage have inspired millions, making him a role model for young people across the globe. Khabib's influence transcends the world of MMA, and he remains one of the most respected figures in sports. 5. The future of Khabib. The question on the minds of fans and analysts alike: will Khabib ever return to the octagon? While Khabib has made it clear that he has no intention of returning to fighting, many wonder if he will one day make a comeback, given his fierce competitiveness and love for the sport. Coaching and mentoring the next generation. Since retiring, Khabib has taken on the role of coach and mentor to the next generation of MMA fighters. He has guided fighters such as Islam Makhachev, who went on to capture the UFC lightweight title, and has built a reputation as a knowledgeable and effective coach. Khabib's understanding of the game, his ability to break down techniques, and his work ethic make him an excellent mentor for future champions. Enduring legacy and place in MMA history. Khabib's place in the history of MMA is secure. His legacy as an undefeated champion, a dominant force in the lightweight division, and a cultural icon has solidified his place among the greatest fighters to ever step into the octagon. The future of MMA will be shaped by the principles Khabib embodied: discipline, respect, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. His influence will continue to be felt for generations to come,